There's one other tip I would love to give agents, and that is there is an abundance of business. Even though the market is down,
Mm-hmm.
the best agents will always find a way to prospect and get more business.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's natural to want to meet somebody. You know, I think a lot of agents do lose business right up front if they say, hey, here's a buyer broker, sign it, if they haven't even met the person.
Right.
So I think it's a good marketing strategy to go out, meet somebody face to face, see if there's that
Well, actually,
chemistry between
and
a client.
we actually given this training for Realty Path agents. It's a negotiation and body language training. And one of the things that we tell people is there's different people who say things, but really like 80 something percent for most experts say is our communication is body language,
Mm-hmm.
nonverbal.
Yeah.
And then you have written and vocal.
Yeah.
Small percentages. But as agents, we're doing a lot of that on the phone and
Through text.
email
Yeah.
and text.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you can meet with somebody in person,
Yeah.
it changes dramatically.
Yes.
And you can make them feel comfortable and
Mhm.
feel safe. Oh, this isn't somebody from some random country
Mhm.
trying to get me to sign some documentation
Yeah.
and take advantage, right?
Yep.
So
Well, and to conclude my suggestion, don't be afraid to lose business.
Mhm.
So some agents will go show clients 4 or 5 times before even having a buyer broker agreement, or they'll wait all the way until they're making an offer to get a buyer broker agreement signed. I think it's okay once you know there's chemistry between you and the client to say, hey, it's required by Utah law that I get a buyer broker agreement signed prior to making an offer.
right.
And will you guys please review this? We can go over it together. And if people aren't willing to sign a buyer broker, I think it's okay to move on and try to find the next client.
Right.
You know, it's just a risk. And I would say if I could go back to my younger self when I first got in the business, that's exactly what I would say. I would say, don't be afraid to lose business.
Well, and agents are sometimes really afraid to, like, oh, this is the part I have to talk about commission.
Yep.
And it's really not that hard. And just say, this allows for me to represent you fully,
Mm-hmm.
and I can give you not legal advice, but I can give you direction and help you and be fully committed.
Yeah.
This binds me to make sure I take care of you,
Yes.
because otherwise it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the biggest thing for the agents is setting parameters with
Yeah.
their clients early on, and just say, hey, I will be sending you some documentation which allows for me to represent you.
Yeah.
It's in legal documentation with any agent you work with. You
Mhm.
have to sign this before they can place an offer for you.
Yes.
So you set that on the table up front, then they know it's coming. Then you meet with them in person and just say, yeah, so this is how it works, everything else.
Mhm.
And then, I'll send you those documents here shortly.
Yes.
And then they get it. But
I love that.
you've warmed them up to it, rather than like, here's the contract. And I'm like, whoa, what does all this mean?
Yeah.
And explaining how that works. Yes. We do charge a 3%, commission, or if it's 2% or whatever you're charging your clients, and just say, but we negotiate with the sellers to get
Yes.
that paid for in most cases. But you have to explain what that is. And they say, oh, okay.
Mhm.
Because I get people reading all the time like, oh, is this what you're talking about? Yeah, that's,
Yes.
okay, I'm good with that then.
Yep.
So preparing, I think you're spot on. It's like meeting with them in person is such a huge
Yep.
aspect with that.